Welcome back. Better shut this off. Back in the shop again tonight. Nate and I are working on the Phantom. We are doing some destruction of this thing. We're gonna try and get the front clip off this sucker, so that way we can have more access to everything, get the motor tranny out so we can get the thing cut apart.
But it's glued on.
It is glued on very, very goodly. And amongst other things, they used wood, and pop rivets, sheet metal, several layers of fiberglass, and a whole lot of witchcraft.
And spiders.
Yes, spider webs were key in the intactification of this front end. So most of this method is just a lot of cut, twist, and pry on stuff until something comes loose, and then when we're done with that, we'll pry and twist and cut some more. Like this random bolt that's up in here, we have no idea where it goes or why it's there.
Because the head's glassed over.
Yeah, the fiberglass over the head, so there's no reason for that. I think we probably should just go ahead and put the pry bar up in there and just push it. You know what I mean? It'll push right through.
Language. How dare you?
That's all right. Tress will have to work on his bleepifications. So we already been working on the other side. We're working on the whole car really all night, doing a lot of little stuff here and there. We got this side pried loose, and we are at the point now where this thing is pretty well ready to flippity flop off the front end on this side. But the other side, not so much, not quite yet. So we'll get this last bolt thing out of the way, and then we can probably just kind of heave-ho that sucker out the way, I think. I mean, we're getting there. But this thing is a bit of a bear. So yeah, we'll kind of hang back.
Wiring.
Yeah,
wiring.
Yeah, the wiring harness on the other one's just kind of laying on top of the strut tower.
Fiberglassed in that.
Yep, it's just gooped over. So we'll go ahead and kick it on the time lapse and rip on this sucker. Okay, it's been unfrontified. Now, we're not going to get into schematics. Semantics? We're not going to talk about the trajectory of the front suspension supports and then the components that were used, because that is certainly not a high lift jack that is coat hanger brazed into the side of the strut tower braces.
That's not real.
That is not how that works. And this isn't a third gen front support that has literally been sawzalled and just left. It just
used as a place to bond the fiberglass.
Yeah, it was
but
just
look, there's motor mounts.
Right. There's extra motor mounts in case the guy was driving along the highway and got stranded.
And there's the motor.
And needed to justificate his motor. But
the condenser's smashed. How the hell did that happen?
I imagine there's probably something that came up through the front, in front of the cross member, and when it hit behind the cross member, it hit the condenser because that's behind the cross member.
Really, really long trailer hitch.
That was definitely not a raccoon of epic proportions. But yeah, so we got the hood off earlier. That's one big old piece of fiberglass. Front clip off. Yeah, that actually is kind of heavy for no more than what it is. The front clip is off, still basically in one piece. It came off better than I expected. I expected more damage. But yeah, now we're at the point where we can basically.
But it's fairly clear that this kit was manufactured, sent to a factory, and it's not specifically designed to fit anything necessarily in particular. Here's your do-it-yourself kit.
My
Start
guess
gluing.
Yeah, my guess is it came out of a J.C. Whitney or J.C. Penney's catalog.
Well, I mean, that's some nice rec tube, some nice square tube, and then it just transforms into this one little piece of flat bar.
Right.
Because it's equal structure to a 2-inch square tube.
Snot bomb fucking welds everywhere. And I don't understand, like, if you're gonna go through all this effort and then you get to stuff like that crossmember where you just, well, we ran out of square tube. They don't make no more of that though, so we gotta go ahead and just, you know,
sacrifice the trail hitch.
Yep, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go grab Barb's Cadillac. I think she's got a jack in the trunk. We can make that part of the freaking front end. But whatever. I mean,
it's still something to work with. Oh no! I want to show the good people the hood limiters.
Yeah, we have. So, who is it that made these? Acme. When Acme made the Phantom
I
kits,
can't remember the name of it.
they
Florida.
yeah, Acme of Florida made these car kits. They didn't intend for, you know, I don't know, what would you want to call it? A hood? I mean, I don't know. They didn't accept the fact that, you know, when things move, angles change. So they said, well, we'll just go ahead and build these special limiters. So
the hood can't open far enough to actually work on the engine.
no, I know. We're gonna go ahead and we'll have to focus on this because you're seeing what you think you're seeing, but you don't believe that you're seeing it.
Your brain doesn't want to see it.
Yeah, your brain is just denying this reality, but that is an Allen bolt. Oh,
some MIG wire.
yep, there's some random MIG wire in the frame. Okay,
Really old MIG wire.
that's weird because I would have expected that.
It was all stick.
Yeah, it was either stick or whatever they used to
looks
put
pretty
the
sticky.
Titanic together.
This was all torched.
Yeah, it's well torched, and I mean it's just mangled to all hell. This is like somebody grabbed this with a pair of pliers and just like, got it, Norm.
Now, like I said, the other one of these I worked on had 2 whole front stubs on it. It was just a
Right, it was a
front
stub.
welded on front of another front stub.
Right. Which
Not necessarily better or worse,
Right.
just different.
it is definitely different. These
It
things
wasn't
were
any higher quality.
yeah. There was no. It would appear that there was no instruction set for these cars. It was more of a here's some parts. Good luck. Kind of like, you know, whenever you start a new job and there's a terrible training program in place. Well, here you go.
But you got to assume that there's some kind of a systematic inspection that a car's got to go through to get another VIN number, because this car's got 2 VIN numbers.
Well,
It's
you
got
would
the
think,
Camaro VIN number, and then it's got the Phantom VIN number.
but it's kind of probably like the hot rodding thing where it's got a windshield and it's got turn signals.
But this was like a manufactured car.
Manufactured.
Well, clearly.
We'll put at the Dr. Evil's secret lair in a volcano somewhere.
And, you know, to be fair and impartial, 17,000 miles on this 35-year-old car.
Yeah.
That's what they're designed to get. This was never going to make 200,000 miles.
Yeah, this wasn't supposed to be a daily driver car. This wasn't supposed to be, you know, it wasn't supposed to be raced. It wasn't supposed to be anything. It was just supposed to be a show and, you know, a shower. A little, you know, putzing around town. Which, yeah, that's all it ever did. But, yeah, now we got this much tore down. We'll go ahead and pull it back out and put it back in the weeds for 13 more years, and
No, come on. Yummy.
we might. But we could get the old plasma cutter out. Not this second, but I think we get the motor out, get the plasma cutter out. Realistically, we almost could just lift the shell off of the front stub, put the front stub on jack stands.
Yeah.
Now we're getting crazy throwing ideas out there again. This is
I don't think
not good.
this is, I mean, it's going to be a little awkward. It's not going to be that bad.
Right. If we had,
Without the engine in there, it's all suspension weight.
right. Well, the motor's unbolted. Transmission's unbolted from the chassis.
Just some hoses and wires left to pull.
Yeah. Hoses, wiring, get stuff out of the way. We might end up having to pull the brake booster or something like that to make, maybe it'll be all right. It'll be close. Get a lift plate on the intake and just start pulling. So, but for now, at least we got this much done. It doesn't look like the menace of a phantom anymore. So we're making headway.
It looks considerably worse now.
Yep, certainly does. But that's all part of the plan. It's all part of the plan. And next week, when the flux capacitor comes in, you guys are gonna see some fucking crazy shit. Man, I should really watch my mouth.
It don't matter, we got an editor for that.
That's true, and then all 23 subscribers are gonna enjoy this. So anyhow, I suppose we'll axe it off here, but this is we made a lot of headway tonight. A lot of off-camera stuff. We cut the exhaust, pulled the drive shaft.
And we
got transmission
more
and
ugly to show later.
yeah, there's a lot of hideous underneath there. Video number 1 did not have anything on this. Yeah, it's the farther you look, the worse it gets. But that makes it that much more fun in my eyes, and we can do whatever in the hell we want to do with it. There's no rule book. There's no, there might be a collector car club out there. You got them cult followers of these things, but oh yeah, absolutely. You got some of them people will probably get a little bit upset when they see what's going to happen to this one, but then you'll have the guys like us. They're going to be like, oh, okay, yeah, that's all right.
Was right, and it was on its way to the salvage yard. So
yeah, and it's
a rescue pup.
Yeah, this mutt was on its way to the pound. Anyhow, we'll be back some other time with some more destruction content. That's Peanut. I'm John. See you guys next time.